Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a joint one with Annie Claxton from Arty Annie, and you can find her on YouTube and on Facebook. She also has a Discord channel which you can look up called Arty Annie. Now this all started because I sent Annie a little prezzy, and I sent her something in one of these as well, and she suggested that I do a video. Now, if you've guessed by what's on my desk, it's going to be an origami video, and I've done origami for a good number of years now, and it's not something I've shared on the channel before, because I'm still a new channel really. And it's something I do just to relax. As you can see, I have loads of different papers here, and it is something that I do with the brownies and the guides and the rangers, and I have been known to traumatise them because sometimes they find it a bit difficult. The one that I'm going to show you in this particular video is called a Tato box. That's Tato, and you can see I've got them in different sizes. So I'll move these papers just to one side and we can have a look at these. This one is made from a square of paper this size. So as a general rule of thumb, the size of the Tato box will be roughly a quarter the size of your piece of paper when it's folded up. I love these papers, by the way. I wish I could remember where I got them, but they're coloured on one side and they have these lovely kaleidoscope colours on the other, which when you fold them up produce these lovely patterns. So what is a Tato box? Well, a Tato box is something that you can open up like this, and you can put a little treat inside. This is my sweetie from the scrawler box the other day, and then you can fold it back up again. You can put bits of jewellery in, you can put beads in, you can put money in if you wanted to, all sorts of different things. And I believe that they actually use it as a way of wrapping up kimonos as well in Japan. So that's a small one made from a square of paper that's your standard 6 by 6 inches. Moving on to a slightly larger one. This one, so there's the 6 by 6. This one is made with a square of paper that is 8 by 8, and you can see that the finished one is roughly 4 by 4, but it's the same idea. This is paper, so the folds are actually a little bit easier to do. Don't you just love that pattern on the bottom there? This one is a slightly heavier card, so when you do the folds, sometimes you do end up with, can you see that at the middle there? Where it's been folded several times, the ink kind of rubs off on the folds. And then these two are the biggest ones that I've got here with me today. Move these two out of the way. And these two are made from a craft paper pad similar to this, that's 29 centimetres by 29, which is roughly 12 inches, just under 12, no, yeah, just under 12 inches. And these ones are, again, they're slightly heavier card, this one in particular, and you can see what I mean about it getting a bit bent up underneath where you keep folding on that bit. But these are quite big, these. You can get a substantial something in there. And you don't need to wrap anything up in it either. You don't need sellotape or anything like that. and whoever you give this to can obviously reuse this if they want to. I have also used these as like toppers on presents and things like that as well. So would you like to learn how to make one? Let's get going. So to make the Tato or Tato, I'm never quite sure how to say it. You need a square of paper or card. One of the things I will say, it's important to be accurate, and you can find lots of videos on YouTube and other places of people who do this kind of origami craft. So I'm going to show you this one on a plain piece of paper because I think it will turn out better on the camera than the patterned paper. And then I will do one with this lovely fancy paper, got nice shine on it, but I'll do that as a speeded up one. So with your piece of paper, the first thing that you do is you fold it in half. And I just use my nails, but you can use a bone folder if you've got one. Turn it round and fold it in half in the other direction. And I should have said, I suppose, this has got 8 sides. Start counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to be creating an octagon, 8-sided shape. So those are the 2 folds that we've just done. Then you turn your paper over and fold it in half diagonally. And then in half diagonally the other way. So, now see I'll get a bit technical now, guys. These are mountain folds and these are valley folds. And what we're going to do is poke it together like that and then fold it into a square. And if you've done your folds properly, it should want to kind of go in that direction. So I'll show you that again. If you have it pointing up like a mountain, you can just push these edges in here so that those corners meet each other, and it will almost automatically go into a square. And again, I like to just crease those lines again, just to reinforce the folds, which is one of the reasons you get that funny bit where the ink is kind of removed. Now this is I can zoom in a bit now because the square is smaller. This is where we've got the opening and this is where we've got the closed bits. So this is where our point is going to be, and we're going to lift just one of the flaps and fold it to the middle like that. And then we take one on the other side and we fold that in. Now I find it easier to turn it round and then line up across the bottom there. Like that. Then we turn it over. I'll get my closed point back on this left hand side and we do the same thing again. So we have that edge coming to the middle and this edge coming to the middle, and I will just turn it round for my own ease of folding. can see how hard I'm pressing on these. So now we've got a kite shape. The next bit you can either do in one of two ways. This way is possibly easier, but we've now got the flappy bits at the top and the point at the bottom. So this flap, just the first bit, we're going to fold over, lining up the centre line. I'm a bit off there. Turn it over and do the same with this line. You can then just open your kite the other way and do the same thing. Or you can open the square completely and you'll see where we've got folds here. We want to have kind of the valleys in the middle here. Down. And can you see where those 2 points are? That's where you need to fold. And if you need to do this, you can get your ruler and line up those 2 folds. Just do a little mark like that to help you fold over. Just like that. I'll show you that again. So get your ruler, line it up with the 2 points where those lines meet the edges, fold it up a bit and then just fold over like that. Now I have seen it where people cut these bits off. They cut these little triangles off, and you can do that if you want to. However, in true origami, you don't cut anything off, so I'm not going to. So now you can, let me zoom out a bit more again. Now you can see we've got our 8 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next step we do 8 times, and it's the same step each time. We're going to take this fold here and fold it up to the middle of that octagon, lining up this line here with the line opposite. Now this is the tricky bit. I'm just going to turn this round so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll move in much further. So we've got a fold here and we've got a fold here. You want to press out the paper and you're only going to reinforce the fold between those 2 marks. You don't want to do the whole thing, otherwise your paper becomes very foldy and wrinkly. You can do it if you want to, nothing to stop you, but this gives a neater finish, I think. So I'll turn back to where I was. So we've just done that first side. Now we open it out, turn it, and now we're going to fold this side up to the middle. And we're going to do the same thing again, just folding between those 2 marks. Unfold it, turn it round, fold it up to the middle, and if you go a little bit further like I did there, it's fine, it won't show in the final thing. Turn it round, up to the middle, press it down. So now you can see we've got another octagon on the inside. Now this next step we do 8 times again, and this is where the magic happens. Because of the folds that you've already done, it should come together relatively easy. The first few times that you do it, you might struggle, and it's the last one that's always the trickiest. So I'll show you my trick for doing that. So we're going to take this fold and we're going to put it up to the middle, hold it down with one finger, and then this bit we're just going to fold over and reinforce that fold that we already did. So I'll show you that again. I'm going to move this edge to the middle, and the fold, it's actually this fold here, goes down like that. Turn it round, keeping this fold already firmly down. Lift up, and you see we've already got a fold here. So this fold and the fold that we've got underneath gets folded up to the middle, and then we reinforce the fold. Turn it round, get this corner and this edge here, fold it down and reinforce the folds. Let me just zoom in a bit more in case you can't see it very well. Turn it round. I always find the first 7 are relatively easy. And then you've got this flap here. So my trick with that is just to undo it all and then do one that I've already done. Have I done that one? I think that might have been the 8th one there. And then it kind of all just wants to fold in together. And on your first few, getting that last one in will be a bit tricky. So what you can do is just, now that everybody knows its place, lift it up like that and then fold it down. And there you have your potato box. And you can open it up and you can close it up. And that's what it looks like on the other side. So that's the Tato box with plain paper. One of the reasons it's a bit more tricky with patterned paper is sometimes seeing the folds is not quite as easy. So I will do another one now, but you'll see this one speeded up, and I will do it with this larger paper. And this paper is 150 GSM. So it's slightly thicker than that origami paper, but not quite as thick as the card that these were made from. So there we have it. You'll have watched a speed video of me just making this one out of the 150 GSM paper. That's how you can make some really nice, different, eco-friendly packaging for birthday presents and Christmas presents. I have done it before with Christmas wrapping paper. The only thing with that, do I have any in it? Oh, yeah, I do actually. The only thing with Christmas wrapping paper, they do have the lines on the back so you can get perfect squares, but it does rip a bit more easily than this other paper does. So hope you've enjoyed that, and if you do have a go at some of this, let us know how you get on. Post it in Annie's Arty Annie's Facebook group, and I'll see you again shortly for another video. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.